No horsing around. It is a must-win game for Cleveland this Sunday against the Ravens, their biggest rival. We're going to go over the entire preview. We got an injury report at the end, so be sure to stay along for that. And I'm going to give you my 3 keys to the game. You know I like to have fun with my keys, but it's a little more buttoned up today because, listen, this is a playoff game for the Browns on Sunday. Lose, and I think the season's over. Maybe you could win out the rest of the games, but the schedule just doesn't favor that opportunity. At Green Bay, a unpredictable but yet I think bad Ravens team, and then the Steelers and Bengals. So this is a playoff game this Sunday, an absolute must win. And with that being said, if you want the Browns to win, I don't think it can hurt by liking the video. Why not send all the positive mojo possible to First Energy Stadium? Let those likes drift through the halls of Cleveland Browns and just let them get a victory, and a much needed one too. So like today's video. On to the preview. Ravens and Browns, a classic rivalry reigniting once again, and these two teams met up just 2 weeks ago when they kick off on Sunday. The last time the Browns won at home against Baltimore, by the way, you got to go back to 2018, back in October. Browns are 4-2 at home this season. Meanwhile, the Ravens 500 on the road, but they have won the last 4 straight in this matchup against Cleveland. The Browns open up as 2.5-point favorites. Check out our sportsbook partner, BetUS, if you want to get in on that action. Over-under set at 42. I wish I could say hammer the Browns minus 2.5. I wouldn't put my life savings on it, but to me, this game looks like a who's a hungrier team kind of game. I think the Browns are hungry. I'll give you my prediction later on. You know who's hungry for a win? It's got to be Baker Mayfield. These are the numbers right now for Baker in his career against Baltimore. 7 games. It hasn't been pretty. 57% completion percentage. The yards, 290, that's great. And he's had success moving the ball. Remember that Monday Night Football game last season? We don't talk about the ending, but Baker pushed the ball down the field. It's the decision-making. 11 touchdowns to 8 interceptions. Not a great ratio. And overall, some would say the most or maybe least important stat. Where do you stand on pitchers for this matter? But 2-5 is his record against the Crows. I think this is the biggest game of Baker's career, hands down. To this point, for a couple reasons. One, lose this game, and something tells me if it's going to be a Browns loss, it means Baker and the offense had another shitty performance like they did back in Week 12. Next, you're looking for a contract extension. Not going to come in your favor in terms of big bucks. If you lose this game, it really knocks you out of the playoff race. You're banged up this season. To me, it all kind of falls down to this game. Even if the Browns win this game, doesn't mean they're going to make the playoffs, but it's just going to be a huge boost for the team. They need to win this one. I think this is the biggest game of Baker's career. As for the Ravens, the last couple weeks, they have stuttered and kicked themselves in the foot a little bit. A couple weeks ago, they had that Thursday Night Football loss at Miami, and Thursday night's weird. So you can kind of chalk it up to that, but the offense only posted 10 points. In fact, look at the scores there. 10, 16, 16. Go to Vegas, put your money on 16. And then 19. Under 20 points, no 3 touchdowns in the last 4 games. The meltdown they had in Pittsburgh last week was great because, honestly, Baltimore has way too many wins than they should. I don't know if that really means much, but they stole a win at the Bears. They stole a win from the Colts, another one from the Vikings. You are who your record says you are, but the Ravens have found ways to invent wins beyond imagination. And the last couple weeks have not been pretty. Hopefully that trend continues, and hopefully when we're talking next week, they are in the red, not in the green. Speaking of this game, predict the score for me. Browns, Ravens. Sound off down below who you got by how much. I'm going to give you my score prediction at the end of this game. So you know what? We'll make this the pinned comment. And Producer Marsh, let's go back to this at the very end of the video, and that way I'll give you my score prediction. On to the 3 keys of the game. I could say things like protect the football, run the football, things like that, but no. We're going to get a little more deeper into this one. Key number 1, it is snorkel feed Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. What do I mean by that? I want you to put snorkels on their face and shove the football down the snorkel from the hatch because that's how much feeding they need. No. Not just putting it in their hands. We need absolute snorkel feed because, listen, it is not a pretty sight when these two guys don't get going. Remember Week 12? They combined for 15 carries, combined for 36 yards and a 2.4 average and no touchdowns. This team has not really figured out its full identity, but a big chunk of the DNA is running the football. Look at the season for these two guys. These two cats have run through some injuries here and there, but all in all have stayed relatively healthy if you put their seasons together, and they've rushed for well over 1,000 yards combined. They have been elusive in the passing game, especially Hunt, but believe it or not, Nick Chubb is the only one with a receiving touchdown between these two. And Nick Chubb's 5.8 average yards per carry, that's a career best. Combining for 12 touchdowns, these guys are some of the best in the NFL. I think the best running back duo, and you see it right there. But who do you got? Cleveland or Baltimore? I asked for a score prediction. If you don't want to get into the nitty-gritty of that, flat out simple, Cleveland or Baltimore. Type CLE for Cleveland or BAL for Baltimore down in the comments section below. We're going to get to my other keys in just a second, but there's a great deal going on at Fanatics. They're having a 50% sale. And look at all these great items. You can get the O logo, the elf right there. On the polo, you want a vest? I don't know. I'm not a huge vest guy, but if you can rock a vest, I think the vest is a good look. You got this nice rain jacket, and like I said, all of it, 50% off. Use that link, chatsports.com/Brown sale. Have to use that link. I've got it in the comments and the description of this video, so make sure you check it out. Won't last forever. Holiday season right around the corner. Get in on this sale. chatsports.com/Browns sale. Key number 2. You know how you tip your waiters? How about you tip your defense? Because this Browns defense has done a phenomenal job of putting the offense in a position to succeed, and the offense just has not played complementary football. I crunched the numbers, okay? Spent time on Pro Football Reference. That's my best friend. 12 takeaways this season. 22 points to show for. There are 14 overall takeaways. I'll put that in. One's a Denzel Ward pick 6. I did not include that. And another's a missed field goal. Didn't include that. But altogether, this defense has gone to the sideline, said, Baker, here's the ball. 12 times. And he has turned around in this offense and scored 22 points combined. That's 1.8 points per takeaway. That's less than a field goal. It's absolutely abysmal. We all remember the 4-interception performance by Lamar Jackson last time out, and the Browns only had 3 points to show for it. Embarrassing. A lot of it can be spread around, but I'm going to look at the offense mostly, of course, and Baker Mayfield and Kevin Stefanski. Because this defense, led by Denzel Ward and Myles Garrett, have been a little bit fluky at times this year, but altogether, one of the best defenses in the NFL. And I don't think they get the love they deserve because the record doesn't match it. If this team is winning games, let's say the Browns beat the Ravens, everyone's going to look at it and go, what a great defense. But instead, when you lose, the defense doesn't give the love that it probably deserves. Myles Garrett, 14 sacks this season. That's second behind a guy in Pittsburgh who may be good. I don't know. And then here's what I'm looking at. See that big 0 forced fumbles? Haven't had one yet. Myles Garrett's having a defensive player of the year kind of season. Would love to see a big punch this Sunday against Latavius Murray, Lamar Jackson, or Marquise Brown. Whoever it is, get that ball loose because the Browns, even though they had 4 turnovers last time and won the turnover battle, it wasn't enough, but it can't hurt to have that many more again this Sunday. Speaking of the defense, who is your favorite player on the defense? Myles Garrett's the easy answer, but I do love unique answers. So if you want to go with Owusu-Koramoah, Denzel Ward, I thought Greedy Williams has played so great this year for not super high expectations, along with the rookie Newsome. Sound off in the comment section. Maybe it's a Malik. I don't know. Maybe you're watching this and you play on the defense. You can comment yourself, but let me know who your favorite player is on this Browns defense down below. Also, while you're commenting, make sure you subscribe to the Browns Report. If you already have subscribed, we appreciate you being a part of the Report family. But if you don't need a reason any more than hating the Crows, then subscribe right now. Listen, I can't guarantee that every subscription will equal a point on Sunday, but what I can guarantee is if you don't subscribe and the Browns are losing, you don't want any bad karma, any bad mojo, so it's a simple click of the button, and that way you can check that box on Sunday and know that you at least did your part to help win this game. Key number 3, Stefanski, find your swagger. He had it all last season. Remember the Titans game? The Browns ran out to like an early 35-0 lead. The Cowboys game. The Steelers playoff game. Where are those moments this year? It was kind of there in the Chargers game until the meltdown at the end. But there hasn't been that swagger, that offensive identity. And honestly, I know that there was some criticism in Week 12 when they had the trick play and Landry tried to throw it and he didn't realize how much pressure he had and it resulted in a fumble. I like that play call. Go back to it. Be spontaneous. Be creative. Don't be predictable. Find your swagger. Stefanski and this entire coaching staff had a bye week last week, except they didn't take any time off. They worked right through it because this team needs to find a way to win this Sunday. They're not coaching for their jobs as in their hot seats, but they are coaching for their jobs because it is their job. So find your swagger, Kevin. To wrap up today's video, we're going to check out the injury report. It's the middle of the week, so we get a first glimpse of how players are looking for suiting up on Sunday. 5 big names here. 4 did not practice, 1 did. The biggest one I'm looking at, of course, is Baker Mayfield. I put him down as a body because every part of him is hurting, but he was a full participant today, that being Wednesday, at the Browns practice. The other 4 cats, they did not practice. Jarvis Landry with that knee injury that probably just going to be nagging him all season long. Schwartz is coming off a concussion. He did not practice. Harrison Bryant, he got injured back in Week 12. Not looking too optimistic. Malik Jackson with the knee. And also David Njoku, he got put on the COVID list yesterday. We'll toss him in here. Not sure if he'll be able to go. We'll have to wait and see. There's a lot of protocols they have to clear. It's still a little early. It's Wednesday, so it could be done. But that's the Browns injury report as of today. Browns fans, make sure to do your part. I'm going to give you my score prediction in just a second, but comment CLE to bring the Browns a win this Sunday. If you don't want them to win, or if you don't think they're going to win, at least comment this. That way we can know all the Browns fans are coming together and are doing their part to help bring Baker Mayfield and the boys a dub this Sunday. Once again, predict the score, because here's my score prediction. I think the hungrier team wins this one. I think it's the Browns. I really do. I'm not just saying that to gas us all up here. I think the Browns win this one like 20-14. We're going to figure out what this team is really made of on Sunday. But I think Cleveland off the bye finds a way to win. If not, my Sunday reaction video, which you can find when you subscribe, I'm not going to be happy.